Stop rushing your love story. God is trying to show you something in every season of your love story, and He needs your full attention and participation. We're going to talk about it, but before we do,
I'm Terrence and Jill of God-Ordained Union, and our purpose here is simple. We just want to help increase God-Ordained unions.
Yes. We need more. We need more covenant marriages for more than enough reasons. But because, the divorce rate is so high in all races, all nationalities, all races, we need more. We have generations that are coming up, and everybody is living their seemingly best single life. And the rise in depression and mental illness and suicide is going up. And I firmly believe what the word says. When you have a partner, when you're down, they're up, and vice versa. And it helps the both of you. So yes, we want to increase more God-Ordained unions. And so on this channel, that's what we do. So if you are single and you desire to be married, you are on the right channel. Yes. You may be feeling like you waited a long time or God has not heard you. That was our story. I mean, we know what you feel like, right?
Absolutely. You might even be feeling like you've done something in your past that disqualified you from being married.
Right.
That's not the case either.
Right.
Okay, it's not.
Right. And so I was 52 when I got married. Have been waiting for a long time. And you were what?
I was 54 when I watched you walk down the aisle.
Yep. So we've only been married going on 4 years. And I'm telling you, it's like the Lord redeemed the time. I feel like I'm in my 20s. And so God is a good God. And so on this channel, we encourage marriage. We're your biggest cheerleader. Yes. We share our stories, our testimonies. But this is the thing. The enemy doesn't want you to be married. So we also help you to see what could be blocking you from getting to your person, what the enemy is doing inside and outside of you, because a lot of times it is in your mind. You're telling yourself things that is playing out in your behavior, and it's causing you to be blocked and to not see in the spirit realm what God is showing you. And so on this channel, we do all of that because we want to help you.
Absolutely.
He helped us. We God, and so He has given us assignment to
reach out and share what He's shown us.
Yes. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do pre-recorded videos like this one every Sunday and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a private group which meets every first and third Tuesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we also, if you want a one-on-one with us, you can get a one-on-one with us. And we just released a new ebook. So if you are a woman and you're wondering what is blocking me, what is holding me back, you need this ebook because it talks about how to get back into alignment. Alignment does not mean being perfect. It means obedience. And some of the things that you could be carrying from generational curses and patterns to soul ties and to unforgiveness and some things that you say you want to be married, but in the spirit realm, you looking like this. You're closed up. The Lord wants to release your husband to you, but you're closed up. You're not receiving it. And you might not even realize you're not in a posture to receive what and who God has for you. And so the ebook will help you to see some things. So all of that you can find in the description below, or you can go to our website, a God-Ordained Union.com, a God-Ordained.com. We also have a prayer call. So if you want to join our prayer call, which is absolutely free, every Friday night, it's hosted by my mom, Pastor Joyce, and it's all night prayer. And so to find out what the Zoom login is, you can go to our website at a God-Ordained.com and go to the calendar. So it's every Friday, but just so you can see what is going on every Friday. If for some reason, I don't think Mom ever canceled. I think she said she canceled one time. But you can see what the Zoom information is for the call.
Yeah.
All right. So there's been a rush, and I get it, because a lot of you all, and as us, we were, you're older. You're getting older. A lot of you all are over 40, over 50, over 60, and there's a few 70 plus year olds who follow this channel. And so I get the natural need and desire for it to come as soon as possible. And that's because we're looking in the natural realm. But but let me tell you something from personal experience. The dating season, and I'm not talking about dating multiple people. I'm saying when you meet the potential one, when you meet the prospect, when you meet the one like, this could be it. He or she could be it. The need to kick the clock out the way, to move that clock. I'm going to tell you something. That dating season, when I say it is absolutely beautiful, and this is the thing, when you, there's a scripture, I believe it's Amos 9. It is Amos 9 that says, God is going to do something suddenly. It's going to happen so fast that it's going to make your head spin. So I was 48 when I came across Terrence on the dating site, but it wasn't until I was 50 to when we saw each other in person. I was halfway in my 50s. And so, halfway into year 50. And so when I met Terrence face to face, first of all, when we were talking for almost a year by text and phone because we were long distance. When we were talking, God had already prepared me before Terrence came into my life that I was just, I was in just a peace posture. But when we were in our talking stages, Terrence said to me, he said he really sees that there's something here. He was intentional about pursuing me. He said, I see there's something here, but I really want to take it slow. I was like, slow is perfect. And so I was already came into alignment, into agreement and obedience with the pace that we were going to go in. When we saw each other, exactly 6 months later to the day, Terrence proposed. And it really did was an Amos 9 experience. It made my head spin because I was so much enjoying the season. I was enjoying that getting to know dating season. Official dating season, I was savoring every moment of it. And I often joke and say, you didn't even give me a chance to be a girlfriend. And it was because what I did not realize is that season, I was actually, quote unquote, a girlfriend or whatever, if you want to define it in the natural terms. But I say that to say I can remember almost verbatim every weekend, because we saw each other, he came to visit on June 12th, and every weekend after that we saw each other until he proposed. And even after that, then in 6 months after that, I didn't move to Charlotte. But that whole year of that dating each other, I can almost remember every weekend what that looked like. It was like, wasn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it was. But it was predicated by us taking our time and not putting a bunch of pressure on each other, not acting like, you didn't put any type of, oh my God, I'm at this age. I need to do this. I need to do this. None of that was a part of the conversation. So it allowed for us to have a very calm, relaxing courtship to the point to where we learned about each other the way we needed to learn about each other.
Yes, it was beautiful. It was just like, and even I think what is even beautiful is that songs, like we got there's songs out that seal that season, that dating season. I'll leave the door open. Bruno Mars, no, Supersonic. That was the main song that was out, and every time we
for last, so
yes,
that was a key song.
Yes, Brian McKnight song.
Yeah.
So those are so when we hear those songs on the radio, it really sparks. Like I came in the other day and Terrence was folding clothes and he had that song blasting, and I was like, oh my God, like he really, like it was just I could literally smell the air in that dating. Yeah. Like it was just, and it was during the pandemic, and it was beautiful. So
as we share this here, look, here's the thing. We're not saying to creep. We're not saying creeping
or prolong.
Prolonging something on purpose with whatever. What we're saying is take your time. Stay in the moment. Allow God to be God and absorb everything that he wants for you to see, everything he wants for you to receive, everything he wants for you to feel, everything he wants for you to learn from, everything he wants for you to grow from, everything that he wants for you to even share with the other person. All these things that's going on, allow it to just, it's like when you see a grandma or great grandma from back in the day and she's cooking and she's saying, you just got to let it cook, baby. Don't be in a rush. Let it simmer. You just got to let it simmer and let all the flavors get in there. And at the same time, you're learning about this person. And it's just going to be a beautiful thing when you allow God to take you through this and you just stay in the moment and not rush it, because there's so many things that happens and you want to take advantage and be aware of every single one of them.
What grandma used to say, put that pot on that rice and let it cook. Let that water come out. Leave it alone. A watch pot never boils.
It's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right. Put that lid on that pot and just go on about it and get the cornbread started.
Yeah. So here's some things we want you to be aware of, okay? That's going to help you out through your dating and in the seasons that you're going through.
Yes, I interrupted my husband. Did I mention that we're not talking about dating multiple people? We're not talking about, this is the dating season. Yeah. We're talking about I did.
When you're with one person.
When you think that it's the one.
You're intentionally dating with that one person.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, you're being pursued. Yeah. Women, you're being pursued, and fellas, you're pursuing her.
Yeah.
We're talking about, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We want to make that clear because all the other stuff is just interference.
Yeah.
So, number one, what happens when you're fully present during this season, okay, is number one, you truly get to know the other person. That means there's some things, some tendencies that we all have that we might not always verbalize, but if you're in the moment, you can still see it. Yeah. You can still acknowledge it and be like, oh, okay. When she's smiling, she always tend to do this. You wouldn't have noticed that when you're rushing. You wouldn't have noticed that when your mind is preoccupied because you got your cell phone on and you keep looking at it to see who's texting you. Put that phone down. Yeah. Be in the moment with that individual so you can see everything. There's something about when a person gets excited and they have this twitch or something about themselves. You're going to recognize that. Why? Because you're in the moment. You're paying attention. You don't want to miss those things because they're going to come back later and you're going to be like, oh, that was so cute when you did this. I love that about you. And they sometimes don't even realize they're doing it.
Yeah. You know what when I learned about you, first of all, when we had our very first conversation, when I asked, when we were talking about, food or whatever, and I said, well, what's your favorite food? And you said Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, oh Lord, that put the pressure on me. But what I learned in our dating season is that your favorite meal was breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would go to Waffle House. And I don't care where it was, whether it was in my city or your city or in route between the two, we would go in that Waffle House and just, oh my God, just like, and I learned how you love grits and I was like, oh my God, like you really start to learn like the little things about the person. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's those little things that's going to make the difference in your longevity. You know, so you got to learn those things. You don't want to miss out. Number 2, it's going to allow you to see red flags better. Here's what I mean by that. We're going to learn some things about each other through the natural process, just through default, spending time together.
Right.
But when you're taking your time, you're in the moment. What happens is you start to recognize some things because it's coming at you slower to the point where you're like, oh, so it ain't even become a big problem yet, but you recognize it with enough time to where you're not a casualty yet.
Right.
But you recognize it.
So you have grace to learn.
Because it came at you slow enough for you to catch it before it actually caused any damage in your life. Because y'all know there's a lot of us that was out there that was saying, I need to be delivered from this. God's still working on me. All these things because you haven't let go some past hurts yet. And this is a way for you to help not only slow the damage, but sometimes prevent it from even leaving you as a casualty because you caught it early enough because you was in the moment.
Yeah, and it allows you to have grace for each other in those areas.
Yes.
And so, one of our biggest red flags, and it wasn't even a I can't even use this as a red flag, but you could use it as me as a red flag because I jumped to conclusions. It was a issue about our political views, and I had assumed something, and I was very passionate about it, because I saw that I saw something on social media, I assumed that Terrence had a political view that was different than mine. And, I went in, I was like, wait a minute, because this is a deal breaker right here. Like, wait a minute. And so I reacted horribly. And he saw that red flag. That was a red flag. But we were able to discuss it. And I was wrong. I was wrong for the assumption, which was incorrect. And I was wrong for my behavior and reaction and action for it. And so it was a big red flag. It was a big red flag on all fronts. It was a big red flag because if he had that political view, it was a red flag. It was a red flag just flying all over the place. But it was enough for us to talk about it, have understanding, have grace for one another, him having grace for me, and letting it be known that even that can't break us up. Yeah. That can, because love stands the test of time.
So number 3 is it helps in setting a firm foundation.
Yes.
I believe that is really important because the foundation is what everything's going to grow on.
Yes.
So when you put a foundation and you put God first and you showing that, you're taking your time and you're going through, y'all putting the right boundaries up and you doing putting all these security measures up and everything.
Planning into
that it really gives you a proper foundation moving forward on everything that you're going to build from that moment.
Yes. And that's how it's like, okay, well, I can't, ladies, this is a great point when, you wonder, well, what did he see in her? Or what did they set a like they locked in.
Yeah.
They are locked in. You could see a lot of marriages that when you see what's that couple Kadeen and Duvall, when you see them, like, it's like they've set a foundation. Of course, they're both believers, but they set a foundation with each other, even in the natural, that, from how they raised how they've had children, how they raised it, but even because kids can't keep a relationship together, but even how they have intertwined. And this was from the beginning. And that's why it's so important that when you meet your person, that you all come together and have an assignment together, because that helps to set the firm foundation,
right?
So yeah.
Absolutely. Number 4, there's no expectations or pressure.
Right.
And what I mean by that, we're not putting a bunch of expectations of what could or could not happen in the future and all this other. Focus on today. Focus on right now.
Right.
And the Bible says tomorrow have worries of its own. Let that take care of that. If you stay in the moment right now, the things that you do right now can actually prevent worries from tomorrow if you took care of them right now while you were in the moment.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one, because it also goes back to number 1. We was having a conversation, and you like, you just meet somebody and they be like, hurry up, because what you say? They be like, hurry up. I've been waiting for 50 years, or I've been waiting for 20 years to be married. Hurry up. When you going? When you gonna? And you have an expectation. You need to ask me. You need to ask me out. You need to do this. You need to do this. You have all these expectations, and you have these pressures on this person, and the person be like, I just met you Monday.
Yeah, I just met you. How you telling me you've been waiting for 10 years?
And I gotta. You expected me to take you out on Tuesday, and I just met you on Monday.
So it's unrealistic expectations, and it's unnecessary pressure on people to have to perform at a certain level when it's not their fault that you've been single for 10 years or you've been waiting to be married for however long. It's nobody's fault that you haven't met yet.
Right.
So how you going to tell them as if, what? I just met you. Come on.
Right.
So yeah, that's crazy. Here's the one that I like really well. And that is, it enables you, by staying in the moment, it enables you to let your light shine. I think there's so many people that don't know how to let their light shine. I think there's so many people that talk about things that's going on, but they don't realize that they haven't shown who they truly are yet. And it's like, well, if a person is responding a certain way, what are you doing to get that response? Have you shown them that you actually care about this, that you're passionate about that particular thing, that whatever? So let your light shine. Take your time, stay in the moment, and then be who you are. Be who God created you to be. Be articulate when you're describing something or explaining something. Show them that you got passion. You're not just saying everything in the same tone, like you don't care one way or the other. Be who you really are, because there's a reason why God introduced the two of you. So it doesn't matter if one of you are loud, the other's quiet, one is passionate and the other's the opposite. Be who you are, because that dynamic is going to play into, the relationship.
Yeah, one's an introvert, one's an extrovert. But even the letting your light shine, like, even because we took it slow, like we went to the beach. So we met each other in June, and I think that July or August, we went to the beach. Yeah. We did a beach trip, and we had gotten up really, really early in the morning to drive to the beach. And even sitting on the beach, I saw you. It was like, and we got pictures, but there's a picture up there, the beach picture. But I saw you, I saw this light on you sitting at the beach, and you were so comfortable, and
because I love the water.
Yeah, and you was just such in your element, but I saw this. I saw this light on you. it was just a beautiful, so really slowing down, you really see the person.
Right.
You see the light that's shining on that person.
And and that's so important, because we've done videos in the past about spiritually seeing people versus seeing people in the natural and so forth. So when you can see people through the spiritual lens, and you see their spirit and what God truly put inside them, that changes the whole communication level. It changes the whole direction of the relationship. It changes your intent. You're like, whoa, that's who this is. Hold on, let me go change clothes, because I need to let her know I'm serious.
You were really
So that's a true thing. You want to be able to let your light shine. So when you're rushing and you're not mentally there, you're not focused on the moment, you miss opportunities to not only see them when their light shining, but for you to also let yours shine.
Right.
Number 6, you're able to make and acknowledge new discoveries about yourself. It's one thing learning about somebody else, but what we don't think about sometimes is by what we're learning from other people, that we're shaping what we thought about certain things that we had, opinions on earlier. It might change now because this person gave us a new perspective on that particular topic or that particular situation or what have you. So you're learning about you just as much as you learning about the other person. And you want to be aware of that because you want to know who the new you is.
Yeah. And a great example of that is red wine. Like we went to an Italian restaurant, and the waiter was saying, this pairs well with this. And we of course, we've heard this before. We knew this, but never we took it personal.
Right.
Like, we could having dinner when we weren't together. I'll have a glass of red wine, whatever. But to really take an interest in, Pinot goes better with chicken, and this particular red wine goes better with anything with the sauce, and just really, and it was like, oh wow, this is interesting, and so we really started taking both an interest in the history of wine, and the benefits of red wine, and of course the spiritual, with as far as, because a lot of people say, well, you're not supposed to have alcohol, and you're not supposed to this, and it's like we really we were like, well, listen, Jesus turned water into wine. Like we started to really study, and we really took an interest in wine, and so we've been to the best vineyards, and we've traveled to a lot of vineyards, and so that was like new discoveries. Like we both were like, wow,
that we had a passion about the same thing.
A passion about the same thing, like that. Yeah. So, and we both discovered, like, even hiking, not just walking, but going on hiking trails and hiking. Those were new discoveries. I was like, wow, I didn't know I had it in me. And so one time, remember that time? Because there was a lot of times it was not a lot we could do because it was, we were coming out of the pandemic. So we went on this hike, and one side of the hike, so it was like an amateur side of the hike, which we had, done countless times. But then there was the other side where it was like everything was woods. And we went on this hike, and they told us where we were supposed to come out at. We got lost in the woods. We got lost on this hike. And I kept saying to him, he's a Marine. He won't get us out of here. He's a Marine. And I was just following this. At this point, we weren't engaged yet. I was following this guy. I was really feeling, I was like, okay, I'm going to follow him. He said he going to lead us. I'm going to follow him. He know where he going, even though he knew it in the city. We going to figure this out because he's a Marine. And it took us forever to get out of those woods. And Terrence got us out, but it was nowhere near where they said we were going to come out. And we got out the woods. It was like, well, where the heck are we at? but we got out. But we had discovered, but that was new discoveries about, so yeah.
Absolutely. Number 7, it enables you to develop fruit. It enables you to develop fruit.
When you are taking your time. So when
you're taking your time, when you're staying in the moment, you're able to develop fruit. Who don't need patience? Who don't need self-control?
Yeah.
Who don't need, whatever it is that you're needing, just by staying in the moment opens up. It's almost like being at a buffet. You just don't realize how many options you got when you're not in the moment. And then, but when you're in the moment, you start to see all these different things that's right there at your disposal that you normally would never imagine you needing, or you're appreciating, or you're liking, or, staying in the moment helps you develop fruit.
And I think that's why a lot of people are rushing it. It's one, because they don't have fruit. They're impatient. A lot of people don't have self-control. They're rushing it to listen. We weren't rushing it and didn't have self-control. So I know, but it does allow you, but thank God, his grace and mercy, we was like, wait a minute, hold up. And then, we had to, allow the Lord to prune us in that area. But a lot of people, they rush the relationship because they want to, it's better to marry than to burn, which it really is. But don't just get married because you want to be in God's grace, because that's not grace, but that's not how, that's the wrong way to use the grace. But you want to be into God's perfect will as far as having sex while you're married. So a lot of people say, well, what are you waiting for? We just might as well just, no. On the flip side of that, he might be wanting you to wait so that you can develop self-control. So, because a lot of people say, well, why you got to wait?
Yeah, if you know that's the one you're going to marry.
What's different? Why you got to wait? Because you could be having a problem with lust. Like you could be having a problem with, so yeah, that's a good one. It helps you develop fruit.
Yes.
And it helps you to be kind and gentle and hopeful and have faith in this. When people want to rush it, a lot of times, this is a good one, because a lot of times people want to rush it because they really are afraid. If I hurry up and marry him, then we're locked in. A lot of people rush it because it's really out of fear. Or I got to hurry up and marry him because I'm getting older. A lot of people rush it, and God has said, no, slow down. I'm trying to develop some fruit in you. I'm trying to develop some faith in you that is not going anywhere, that I have it for you. I just want to do some things in you because you missed it in your single season. So I'm going to need to do it in your dating season while you're dating, because you get to marriage and you ain't got no fruit. You got no fruit. You fruitless. And that's a remedy for divorce. So, yeah.
And I got a new one that's not even on our list. I'm going to cover that later, so don't let me forget.
Okay, how many you got here now? 10. So he's going to have 11. So that was number 7?
That was number 7. Number 8 says, it better prepares you for the challenges of being a newlywed. The most issues in marriages happen within the first year of marriage. And it's because they didn't prepare properly. So by staying in the moment, taking your time, you get to learn so much more about being prepared for living with another person, especially knowing that you haven't lived with anybody in years. I know I was by myself a long time. So just the fact of sharing space with another person on a permanent basis, that right there can trigger a whole lot of stuff, so taking your time, standing in the moment is going to help you prepare for that year as a newlywed and reduce, if not eliminate, a lot of things that you're going to go through that this is going to help you.
Yeah, you could see in the dating, how they spend money, how they save money, how they use money, how they invest money. You could see if they budget. You could see you could see a lot. It prepares you. It's because when that first year of marriage, you be like, and you're merging lives together, it's like, okay, if we would have did a slow burn, which I call, and start to merge, and I'm not saying live together, I'm not saying combine assets together, I'm saying just start in your dating season, in your courtship, starting, you start to share things, you start to, so you're preparing yourself
Right.
for that first year, which is hard. That first year is hard. So yeah.
Now this next two that I'm gonna share with you, those who've been rocking with us, you've heard this before. But those of you that are brand new, you might be asking questions like, well, how do we do this? Because we got a lot of questions like that when we spoke about it almost a year ago. So here it is. Number 9 is, it's going to enable you to go all in. It's hard to go all in when you're rushing because there's so many things you're going to miss. Okay. But when you go all in, what that means is you're creating an atmosphere for you to have the most amazing experience with someone. But in creating that atmosphere, you're allowing them to go all in, and they can help also create an atmosphere where you and them both can just enjoy yourself, be in the moment. And it takes all your senses, everything that's going on to a whole nother level.
So all your vulnerabilities, they're able to see that in the dating when they getting to know you, when and it goes back to number 8, where it better prepares you when you going all in. It better prepares you for being a newlywed.
Absolutely. And number 10 goes with it because, again, as we spoke about it in the past, you got to have them both. Okay. Number 9 was going all in. And number 10 is it enables you to protect your heart.
Yeah.
You have to be in a position to protect your heart. You don't want to fall for just anything. And when you're rushing, when you're trying to hurry up and get to the next stage or the next level or the whatever, you're going to miss something that's critical that you should have saw if you would have taken your time and stayed in the moment. So yeah, number 9 was going all in. Number 10 is protecting your heart, and you need to do them both at the same time. Yes.
And when it's the person and they're getting to know you, they're also respecting the boundaries and knowing that you can't, they can't touch with that your because your heart is where the Lord is, where you protecting your spiritual boundaries and standards, and so they know that they are knowing how the other person is knowing how to also protect and to respect your heart. And so it's but rushing you rush through that season, that dating season, and you about
you
7 of these.
In, so you showing up telling people
they don't know you missing red flags. You're not setting a firm foundation. They can't see your light. They see you as a dark Russian person who's just inconsiderate.
And so here's something that I thought about as we were sharing the first 10 that I think is really important. And it's starting to show up in a lot of comments, okay? And here's this. We're setting the wrong example for young folks. We're starting to get people in our 20s and 30s on our platform, and they're rushing to meet their person because they think that's what they're supposed to do because their older friends and older family members, aunts, and said, I'm this age and I need to hurry up and get married. I need to hurry up and meet this person. Now we got people hitting us up saying, well, I'm in my mid-20s and I'm just so ready to be married.
And
so you what? Mid-20s is around 25. Okay.
And that's a beautiful season.
So that's a beautiful time. Don't be in such a rush to find the wrong person. Take your time. Oh my goodness. We are sending, as older generation, we are possibly sending the wrong message by telling younger folks they got to rush and hurry up and meet somebody and get married. And it's going to be for all the wrong reasons. And it's going to be based upon the examples we're setting and the message we're sending out. So we got to be aware of that and stop rushing ourselves so we can start sending a better message to our younger generations.
Right. Absolutely. And if you think about how the Lord does things in seasons, I think we're the only, look how he grows plants and flowers Look at how he grows trees. Look at how he processed the 9 months for the baby. And every trimester is a different season. And look how that goes, from how the seed is planted. Ain't no, you ain't trying to rush the baby. Even let's go even natural. Look at how if you're having a house built, you will not go and rush the builders. You will not rush the builders because you want them to take their time to make sure every and let me tell you something. Let a strong wind come. You're gonna say that's because they ain't put this house right. They ain't put it right. They didn't do. They rushed it. I seen how they had rushed it. And even when you're going to look for a house, you're even saying, no, they put these houses up too fast. I ain't buying this. They put they put them up. We will do everything in life outside of a relationship and make it take its time and want it to take its time and demand that it takes its time. But when we come to relationships, we want to rush the process. We want to rush it. We want
to skip all the steps.
We want to skip it all the seasons.
As fast as we can.
Let me tell you something, that getting to know first talking season is important, that him pursuing you is important, that engagement season is important, that first year is important. All of these seasons within your love story is vital. All of these seasons, all of the pages in your love story is vital. God is using it for a purpose, for a reason. And nobody's love story is going to be more beautiful to you than your love story.
But you got to stop trying to skip the pages.
Yeah.
And jump to the end. Look, let God write your story one sentence at a time. One page at a time. Okay?
Oh my God.
One chapter at a time.
It is. And let me tell you, and then there are seasons in seasons. Let me tell you something. One of the things that I see a lot of women doing, and that is they are going to look for their wedding dress and they don't even have, a prospect yet, or no, they're not even dating anybody, or nobody's even pursuing them. And I tell women all the time, do not rob yourself of that season when you are planning your wedding and you are there. That's a beautiful season. That is, you going to look for your wedding dress when you know that the person who the person is that's going to be looking at you in that dress. Don't mess up that season. Don't rob yourself of that wedding planning season. Even if you're planning a wedding or not, don't rob yourself. Even if you're just going, in front of the pastor, just the two of you and your parents, don't rob yourself of planning that season because you want to just rush it in a season that, prior years. Don't. Yeah. Every season is orchestrated. God is
Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, to everything there's a season.
Everything.
And a purpose. So enjoy. Take your time and enjoy. Stay in the moment and enjoy.
Yes.
Look, when you tell your story, you want it to be full.
Yes.
You want it to be full. You want every page to be full of stuff that you've experienced and that you discovered, and that it changed how you thought about the previous times in your life. And now you got a whole new outlook and you just begin in this chapter. You want to be able to share all of those emotions. You want to be able to share all of those different things, those quirky things that y'all laughed about for hours and hours in. You want to be able to share all of that stuff. Do not rob yourself of being able to have those facts included in your story.
And the part, let me tell you, even now, those of you who don't have a prospect, this preseason is a part of the love story. Because we did a video, a live the other day talking about you don't know who's watching you. And I remember that season when I didn't know Terrence was watching me. I didn't know he had been, going through my Facebook looking at my profile for months before he came back into my DM. I didn't know that. But I remember in that season, where I was like walking every day. I was on my health kick. I was, I had, my hair was natural. I was embracing my new textures of my hair and looking at my curl patterns. And I was, everything. I was just, in that even though it didn't include him in the natural, it still included him in the spiritual realm. So even that season was vital and important, and I was savoring that season. And so every season counts. Even this season, even the preseason also is how you praying and how God is drawing you near to him, and how you're praying for that husband that you don't even know, how you're praying for that wife and covering that wife who you haven't even met yet. That season is vital and beautiful and important, and it's a part of the love story.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Absolutely.
Don't skip pages.
Don't skip pages. Take your time. Relax. God's going to redeem the time.
He is.
So you're not going to miss 1 ounce of time once you meet the person. Just enjoy getting there. Just enjoy being there. Enjoy every single moment, because you're going to want to tell this story over and over and over again. And you're going to want to have every single page scripted out the way it naturally happened. Not something that you planned and then all of a sudden said, well, it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Okay, did it go the way God said it was going to go? Okay, then it should be better than what you thought of anyway.
Exactly. And I don't know if we're able to say this, but I heard this here on the show Black Love. It was an older couple. I think they were in their 70s. They had gotten married, and she had said, the wife had said, the lovemaking was as if they were 19. She said it was like so fresh. It was so, beautiful. And so, you might have this perspective or this thought in your head that, the older you get, so you want to rush it because, the older you get and the guy is, he's going to have, what is it? ED. You think he's going to, have some problems there, or, women going through menopause. Let me tell you something. The lovemaking, the older you get, is beautiful.
Get out of God's way.
It is beautiful. Yeah. It is beautiful. And so there's no need to rush. There's a God, as you said, God will redeem the time. He will redeem the time. He's going to give you more than enough time to enjoy it and to fulfill his purpose and his assignment for the two of you. So you don't need to rush. You do not need to rush it. And even if you want motherhood, if that's what you desire, it will come in one way or countless other ways.
Yeah.
He will redeem the time, and everything that you think you lost, it will be even greater what he's going to give you. There's no need to rush.
Yeah.
There's no need to rush.
So take your time.
Yes.
Stay in the moment.
Yes.
And just enjoy everything that God is revealing to you and to the other person in that moment.
Yes.
So we hope this enlightened you. We hope this directed you back to God's word and what he says about your situation. And we look so forward to seeing you guys in our next video.
Yes, yes.
Peace.
Peace.